From Huff and Stuff Sports, this is Kirby Huffman, and today I'm going to be ranking all 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL, starting with the worst of the worst. Starting things off is Mitch Trubisky, who is completely disappointed since being taken number 2 overall in the 2017 draft. He did have a pretty solid year, going 11-3 in 2018. However, he fell off the rails, going to an 8-7 record last year with Chicago, as his touchdowns decreased, his yards per attempt decreased significantly, and overall his efficiency fell quite a bit. Nick Foles is likely going to be the starter moving forward, but Trubisky still has the job for now. Next is Redskins quarterback Dwayne Haskins, who did not have the impact of his rookie year that he wanted, however is looking to improve under new head coach Ron Rivera. The main question is, how can he improve without a lot of weapons around him? The defense is stacked, but they only have Terry McLaurin, Cody Latimer, an aging Adrian Peterson, and the always injured Darius Geis, so we'll see how he grows. Tyrod Taylor has always been one of the ultimate game manager quarterbacks in the NFL, leading Buffalo to its first playoff appearance in nearly 20 years. However, he wasn't really too successful with the franchise and is now the backup in Los Angeles, finally having to fight for his competition against Justin Herbert, the first-round pick. He's got a lot of weapons to work with in Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and Hunter Henry, so let's see how long he can hold the job for. Gardner Minshew was undoubtedly the most unexpected breakout of 2019, especially after Nick Foles broke his clavicle and only played 3 games with the Jaguars before being sent to Chicago. So now he's working with DJ Chark, D.D. Westbrook, Leonard Fournette, and Chris Conley in hopes to avoid another losing season. However, they appear to be in all-out tank mode, and I do not expect Minshew to be the starter past this season. Ryan Fitzmagic is one of the most entertaining players in the entire NFL, as he'll go for a game-winning drive one game and in the very next game throw 5 interceptions in the first half. Analytics actually put him as the 14th best quarterback in the league. However, his ceiling is rather low with a 37-year-old age, and he's trying to hold off first-round pick Tua Tagovailoa in Miami. Things are definitely on the up and up in Miami, but we'll see how long he can hold on to his starting job with head coach Brian Flores. Sam Darnold has been slightly disappointing coming out of USC with the number 3 overall pick 2 years ago. However, the wide receiver group is rather disappointing. With Brashad Perriman, Jamison Crowder, and Denzel Mims out of Baylor, he really doesn't have much to work with, and he's also got a pretty lackluster offensive line and undoubtedly the worst head coach in Adam Gase. So he did actually go 6-2 down the stretch last season to lead the Jets to a 7-9 record. However, he just doesn't have the supporting cast. Drew Lock is one of the more unproven quarterbacks on this list, so this is more of a projection. But with the additions of Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, and Melvin Gordon, to go along with Phillip Lindsay, Deshaun Hamilton, Cortland Sutton, and Noah Fant, that's a lot of mouths to feed, and he should be having a lot of players to spread the ball around from. So Denver's going to have a very interesting offense. I think he could be the quarterback that John Elway has been hoping for the past 5 years, and his career is set to explode this season. Danny Dimes and the Giants were laughed at when he was taken with the 6th overall pick last season. However, he burst onto the scene in Week 3 as Eli Manning's replacement and threw 24 touchdowns, same number as Tom Brady last season. However, he did fumble the ball 18 times, which is ridiculous for a starting quarterback, and he's going to have to protect the ball better to keep his job moving forward, but working with Evan Ingram, Golden Tate, and Darius Slayton, he should have a better season and a healthy Saquon Barkley. Joe Burrow is probably the hardest person on this list to rank because he's the only rookie I think is guaranteed a starting job in Week 1. But look at these stats. 60 touchdowns last season, 15-0 record, national championship. Obviously, it's a little bit inflated with college football, but he's going to be jumping into an offense with A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, and he's not Andy Dalton. So these are all factors he's got going for him. I think he's going to have Rookie of the Year campaign written all over him. Teddy Bridgewater has now turned the story of his career around after a potential career-ending injury in Minnesota. Now he parlayed a backup job to Drew Brees to now being the starting quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. So now he's got an intriguing offense to work with. He's got all-star Christian McCaffrey, up-and-coming DJ Moore, and deep threat Robbie Anderson. But the most intriguing aspect of it is new head coach Matt Rule, who's going to be able to get the most out of his game manager qualities. Baker Mayfield had the biggest fall from grace of any player in the NFL last year after starring in a few too many Hulu commercials, but he also has the largest percentage of interceptions that are putting the blame on wide receivers. After throwing 21 this past year, he's got to clean things up, have better chemistry with Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry, and definitely is going to be having a different offensive system with Kevin Stefanski, the new head coach. He's got all the tools, and he was the number 1 pick for a reason, but he's got to clean things up if he wants to improve in year 3. Speaking of number 1 picks falling from grace, doesn't it seem like years ago that Jared Goff only put 3 points up against the Patriots in the Super Bowl? This season will be telling of his development as a player and of Sean McVay's scheme, because they're losing their star receiver in Brandon Cooks, traded to Houston, and they cut their star running back Todd Gurley after they decided his injury issues were too much to deal with. However, he still has a good deep ball, but his accuracy fell, his interceptions increased, overall his play declined.